Listen, Zillow isn't your friend. They have data that they love to show you and lure you in and send you to an agent. And then these agents are paying, right? Paying to belong to this world of Zillow so that they can then go and help you. And I think that for me is the thing that should be more transparent. There's no question that Zillow has done an amazing job capturing the eyeballs of the homeowner, and it's with the Zestimate, right? But there's one key piece that I think a lot of homeowners are missing. The first is assumption, that could have been good, right? Assumption. The first the first assumption is that the Zestimate is something that is accurate and and that it's meant to be accurate. But there's a great article, Business Insider. At the very end of this article, I'm just going to zoom in and show you. Mike Del Prete, who a lot of us in the real estate world know well, he has some amazing pieces. He says it's 100% a marketing tool. Mike Del Prete, a scholar in residence at the University of Colorado Boulder who studies the intersection of tech and real estate, also says, like, not even 99%. It is a marketing tool. And that's where you need to start when you look at the Zestimate. When you look at the value of your property on Zillow, you've got to think, why are they doing this? Is it for my benefit? No, it's to lure in the homeowner, to them bring them to an agent so that the agent can then pay Zillow for marketing them and for bringing you, the homeowner or the buyer, right? Because most homeowners, they start looking for homes, and I'll just show you the process. Let's take a look in San Francisco. Okay, let's go for this one, 2,200,000. I like it. Let's say I go through it. I've got some options here. Now I'm going to share something with you so you understand how this works. You've got request a tour on the right and contact an agent, right? But the one thing that's often forgotten is that when you click on that and you scroll down, you also have these other agents. Sometimes that request goes to one of these agents, right? When you click on the right there, request a tour, it goes to these agents. Why? Because these agents are paying to show up here, and they pay thousands and thousands of dollars a month. If you click on here, it says, hey, what time? And it tells them that. Now, when you're looking at this and you're thinking, okay, I understand. It's a marketing tool so that I can get into a funnel so that Zillow can send it to an agent. And then the agent contacts me, and then the agent pays Zillow, and it's a whole little world. Yes, this is how it works. I just need you to understand also that the Zestimate isn't as accurate as you may think. And so let's take a look at a couple of things. If you weren't aware, I think it was back in 2021, and I've got the article here, where Zillow made a massive misstep, and we all watched what happened when their Zestimate didn't come through for them, and they ended up losing a lot of money because they bet on their Zestimate and how investing in property and it being worth a certain amount actually didn't end up happening. The article's in the description. You can see this article's titled Inside Zillow's 2 Weeks from Hell, how the real estate giant went from betting big on home flipping to cutting 2,000 people and losing 10 billion in volume. Yeah, they had a massive misstep. But first, let's go through this one. Our Zestimate obsession and Zillow's price estimate are screwing up your home buying, but Americans love it. Yes, because it's so darn easy here. And I want to show you, many industry insiders, however, regard the number as a starting point at best and dangerously misguided at worst. Real estate agents recount arguments with sellers who reject their pricing advice, choosing instead to take Zillow as a word of God. You know, it actually does happen where we talk to some clients that look at Zillow and say, well, this is the price we're going to go with, and they're completely off. And here's the challenge, because when you take a look at the data, this is why I love this article. This article's in the description, by the way. I love this right here because it says, when the house sells, the difference between the final price and this shadow algorithm reveals an error rate That's much less satisfactory. The shadow algorithm is the algorithm that Zillow uses. That's what the journalist wrote about here. It says in Austin, only about 66% of these off-market Zestimates come within 10% of the actual sale. That's crazy to me, right? It should be crazy to you too. In Atlanta, it's 65%, Chicago 58, Nashville 63, Seattle 69. And today's median home price is $420,000. A 10% error would mean a difference of more than $40,000. Do you see that is a little crazy? And this is what you have to start thinking about, because if we move further into this, here, let me delete that so you can see this. It says this September, per Zillow's own data, the typical home sold for 99.8% of the list price, almost exactly spot on. That may not always be the case, but the list price is generally a good indicator of the sale figured down the line. Now, that's because there's a human involved in the process. That's because there's an agent who goes out there and says, hey, based on everything else that I'm seeing, because all homes are a little different. You may have fixed the kitchen, the bathroom, there's a pool, it has an amazing view, things that the algorithm can't really tell you, right? And I think to me, the most deceptive part isn't necessarily that they're using this as a marketing tool, right? Or just to bring in people. The part that annoys me the most, and it should really concern you, is that they're using this to connect you to an agent, and that they're charging the agent, in some cases, in a lot of cases, 40% of the commission of whatever the commission is. 40%, right? That's massive. And one other thing that I wanted to bring up was Spencer Rascoff, who was one of the co-founders. It says right here, Spencer Rascoff, another co-founder and former CEO, sold his own home in 2016 for 40% less than its Zestimate. Why? Because the Zestimate is just a marketing ploy. So don't forget that. As you're looking at this, I'll leave you with this. Again, it's 100% a marketing tool, like Doparty says, like not even 99%. So there should be a lot more transparency for you. So before you go to these sites, know what you're getting into. And look, if you think otherwise, or you've had a different experience, just let me know. I'm always listening. I'm always happy to learn more. And if I said anything that was out of place, also let me know. Thanks again.